later today. I'm going to try to see if I can ditch this. The problem is that the receiver for the keyboard is the same thing for the mouse.
Right.
So, but I want to use that one instead. That keyboard has 3 Bluetooth connections, so I could use it for here or for there.
Cool.
You know?
Yeah, that's cool. What, you just click one of the buttons at the bottom and switch between
the gray
them?
ones at the top there. Yeah, and you could just Bluetooth between different things.
Cool.
So I used to have it on my computer, my iPad, like whatever.
Yeah, that's cool.
Hello, everyone. Hello. We're just yakking. Yakking, it means chatting. So some new things have come into play recently.
Yes.
Allow me to show you.
Yes.
On my website now, besides getting the lessons, you can actually go to here and see
Streaming schedule.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Including, if you need instructions on how to go there and everything.
Right.
And share it and all that.
Cool.
And there are multiple formats, but this is the one I'm using.
Yeah.
And then over here, I've created all the best links for studying.
Oh,
right?
nice.
So for
reading,
so
all the stuff commonly linked over here.
Everything you need for reading is now on my site. Everything you need for writing on my site. Everything that you need is right there in one place. You just click what you want to study.
Very nice.
And I have all the links ready to go.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. I'm still working on. Last night I finished pronunciation, which is this one, and I'm still working on my thinking module. But hello, Ayub.
Very
hello,
cool.
M. Faid. Hello, Adam.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, T2.
T2? Like Terminator?
Yeah, I don't know. The T2.
Oh, T2. Okay. That was like T2, the number 2.
Hello, Gomoreza.
Come on, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Come with me if you want to live. Been working on my Arnold.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, welcome everybody. This is English Q&A session. And so that means this is an open format. That means you can ask us anything that you want to ask us about English. Why do I feel like it's actually not as zoomed out as it was before? I don't know why.
Yeah, maybe you might be right. But
yeah, weird. Anyway.
Oh, that's the new one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I just now realized that.
Yeah. I've unplugged this one because I wanted to make sure
It wasn't going to that one. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I did have a glitch involving the cameras the other day because I didn't know which one to use.
Oh.
So, hello, Jessica.
Make his choice easier.
That's right. Yeah, let me get my coffee. I'm still planning on ordering a big bag of Vietnamese coffee, but it's like $20 a bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good stuff, though.
I know. Like, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
It is like, boom. I mean, it hits you so hard. Like, the first time you take a sip, you're like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. I mean, honestly, after I tasted that the first time, because I think I'd had it before, but I think the way they made it, it was just with what is it called?
Arabica?
Arabica beans.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. No, it has to be the Robusta beans, which are twice the caffeine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, you take one sip. Like, I like that first morning sip of coffee that makes me go, oh, okay,
Yeah.
waking up. But man, this one, like a kick in the head.
I'm up.
Yeah, like a mule kick in the head.
Yeah, always the first smell and drink of coffee in the morning let you know.
Yeah.
It's morning. I like mornings generally.
I'm not a big morning guy. I mean, I was a night guy for so long.
Yeah,
you know?
I definitely had my time as a night guy.
And I do love, like, those mornings when I would come home and it's like 3-4 in the morning and I'm up and no one else is.
Yeah, that was when I worked at the casinos. Yeah, when I worked at the casinos, there was a lot of that.
You know, yeah.
When I worked downtown at Schwartz's Point there, and and I would ride my bike home at 1:30 or 2 and ride my bike through the city. That was always cool to ride your bike through the city
Yeah.
Cincinnati closes down at 9 p.m. So
and,
it's like
and actually that's still mildly dangerous.
yeah,
but
and I
depending on
had
where
an
you
electric
go.
bike. It was it went 25 miles an hour. It was
No,
like-
I mean, depending on what neighborhood you go.
Oh yeah,
through.
I know, but like I was able to
Yeah.
at least like be able to speed
Zip out.
through.
Yeah,
I
right.
wasn't.
I
I wasn't
used to-
going slow up hills or anything.
I used
like
to
that.
ride my bike at like
But yeah,
3
no, it
in the
definitely would be
morning in
dangerous.
Taiwan, and yeah, that was perfectly safe.
I was gonna say,
except
that's
for-
way
except for
safer.
the drunk drivers.
Yeah,
you gotta
I'm
watch.
sure,
You gotta watch
right.
out for them. But yeah, T2, we're not laughing at your name. We didn't know how to pronounce it. That's all.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't know how to pronounce names, and we take our best guess. And when I said T2. The letter T and the number 2 is a movie.
It's like one of the most famous action
it's
movies.
a famous action
Yeah.
movie. So he thought I was saying T2 like the movie. He didn't see your name yet. So we're not making fun of anyone here.
Yeah, T2's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
I love
yeah,
that movie.
Right. So, let me point this down just a hair.
Okay.
All right, well, we are here. Send you the link for the website. You mean my website? Sure, I can do that. Let me, let's see here.
Sometimes. Well, yeah, you can do that.
All right, there is my website. And yeah, why do you want my website? Because if you go to my website, you can see my live stream schedule. And if you go to my website, you can find every resource you need for studying.
Things that are commonly linked here. People
Yeah,
people
all-
ask questions and
Right.
the links that he
every
sends them to are
website that
here.
I always mention about, reading, ESL Fast, GamesToLearnEnglish.com, Edam Online, whatever. All of the websites that I recommend, they're all on my website now, linked there. So if you go and sign up, you have to sign up. That's my only stipulation.
Yeah.
If you want all this work I did, you just have to subscribe. That's it. I don't think that's asking too much. Okay, good. I'm glad you're joking. We didn't want
Yes.
anybody to be upset.
No.
Yeah,
Send Arnold after us.
that's right. Yeah. So I'll tell you what, while we're waiting for more people to arrive, then we will go ahead and show you guys my website. So let's see. Let's go here first. So this is my website, everyone. A friend in every corner English coaching. If you want to know what AFIEC means, that's what AFIEC means. A friend in every corner. Yeah. If you take a look, you can do several things up here at the top. You can book online lessons with me if you want private lessons. That's one thing you can do. You can also check out my live stream schedule, including with Clay here, right here, Teacher Mark and Teacher Clay. That's today's stream right now. And you can scroll down and see when am I going to be here next. Okay, so my next stream is when? I have another English Q&A session, but it's a voice room tomorrow morning for me. So go and you can check out my schedule, and then over here you can also go to resources. And now, if you want to practice your reading, go here and click on reading. And here is a good link for practicing reading. Here is another good link for practicing reading. Here is another good link for practicing reading.
With a helpful breakdown as
Yeah,
well.
it tells you what they all do, what all of them do, and everything. Yeah. And then if you want to study writing, again, all the writing links that you need to improve your writing or learn more about your writing or practice your writing, they're all right here. Okay? If you want to practice your listening, ESL Lounge, ESL Gold, Breaking News in English. Oh, wow, I got to fix that. That's off kilter.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah,
Not-
I don't know how
not
that
in
got
line.
that way. Yeah, maybe I accidentally knocked it out of place. I'll fix that later. Speaking. All the speaking ones that you need right here. Talk English speaking lessons, speaking with the British Council, Hello Talk language exchange. You know what I noticed is when I was searching for a lot of stuff, there are far more British accent websites than there are American ones.
Huh.
Yeah, it's hard to
interesting.
find ones. There were some. There were like 3 or 4 websites that I found that said that they were, they described them. Then you click on the link and it's a dead link.
Oh.
They're
gone.
Went bust.
Yeah.
Or something, right? There's my Hello Talk profile, right? Whatever. Okay, so and I still have a couple more down here, vocabulary and grammar also. So you can go to my website and find every link that you need to practice and improve. And I tried to find all the ones that are free. So there are a few that they have some kind of a subscription you can buy, but the majority of the site is free, right? And later today I have to make the link here for pronunciation will be right here, and this one is going to be thinking. So all of my 8 parts of language all divided up for you. Okay? So yeah, there you go. And then later we're working on this moments page too, and on the moments page it's going to be just my Hello Talk moments, all of the moments I have about grammar, vocabulary, or culture, right? Here's one about Marvin Gaye
Nice.
and when to use since and for and ago, and phrasal verbs, right? Or some music from my band or a band. Like, I'm going to have 2 different moments. One will be Mark's moments and one will be study moments. So study moments will be all of my posts from Hello Talk, all in one place that's easy to find and organized so that you can scroll through them easily. Because I have so many posts I have like 2,000 posts on Hello Talk, but there's no easy way to search for them. The tags they use even are just not very useful. So, or you can also see, the food I cook. If you guys want to see what kind of foods I cook and what kind of foods I eat, then check out that too, right? So my website is coming along, but there's a lot on it to offer you now, so you should go sign up. You're welcome, Afaf. Yes, thank you, Carolina. Thank you very much. Suspect.
Yeah.
I think you know what I'm saying.
Yep, I definitely do.
Suspect. I think we have a
Someone who lives under a bridge.
How often do I cook? Kirill wants to know. Well, that depends. There are some times when I cook almost every day. And there are some times when I cook a few times a week, Well, no, that's not true. I would say I do cook every day, at least one meal every day I cook. But there are some times when I'm cooking many meals, and there are some times when I'm too busy. Yeah. Okay, my website link is right here. Let me see. I think it's still pasted. Yep. There's my website right there. Let me pin it to the profile.
That's a good idea.
Well, first of all, yeah, I can pin it here. Although I hate doing that because it also takes up space up here.
Right.
And kind of, it's not that
It's
much
like,
space
and
to
we
begin
don't
with.
need to see it.
Right,
Yeah.
right, exactly. Right. I'll suggest that to them. I'm going to tell them that maybe the pin thing
The person who pins it
doesn't need to see it, or it
Yeah.
can be smaller for
you can go
for
to an
us.
option to
Right,
bring it
yeah.
up.
And I'm going to also put it on the announcement.
Oh, did you do you started the YouTube?
I did.
Okay, because someone asked. That's the only
Yeah,
reason.
it's there. Hello,
Yep.
Johnny. What's up?
Hey, Johnny.
Yeah, the
hey-o.
YouTube is there. Let me get this going. There we go. Publish. Okay, so there we go. So it's also up here now.
Oh, cool.
Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, we forgot all about
Oh yeah,
saying
today's
that.
Valentine's Day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I forgot to say that. Yeah, I was going to do a special one, but I decided not to.
I should have worn some pink or red.
You got a red,
I got a red hat.
You got a red hat. You got a red hat.
counts.
Yeah, I was going to wear a red shirt, but yeah. Meh.
I forgot.
I'm not a big Valentine's Day guy
Also.
personally. You know, I don't know.
It's just a commercialized, one of the most commercialized.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But thank you, Tomo. Do I have Facebook and IG? I have a Facebook page for my teaching. I have a personal Facebook page too, but I keep that separated from my teaching stuff.
Yeah.
But I do have a Facebook page, but I don't use it very much. I haven't updated it. It's not a heavy. It's not a big priority right now. So I have one, but I don't use it. And Instagram, I'm going to be honest with you. I have it, and I don't know how to use it. Like Instagram is one of those that when I look at it, I don't
There's like
get it.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's nothing like to really do.
Right,
on
you just
Instagram.
post pictures,
Yeah.
which I get, but at the same time, like I want to type something.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I want to
yeah.
add something, and if you can't really type
Or
anything,
yeah,
then
that's I kind of prefer Reddit for that. You know, there's just more discussion going on.
yeah. But see, I'm not looking to discuss things. I just want to
Yeah.
caption my own stuff,
Right.
You know, like Facebook does.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
So I do like the format of Facebook. I just don't like the way that they function
Yeah,
as
that's
a
a lot of
company.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Instagram, I don't understand the appeal, to be honest.
No,
Like
I mean I get on there here and there, but yeah, it's not. I don't understand it either.
I need more than a picture to get in.
Yeah.
You know, okay, if there's a picture, great, but then I need more information.
Yeah,
After that, I want to know more.
Right.
So, and I don't think it really has much more. I
Yeah.
don't know. Anyway,
Yeah, Instagram is very popular with like businesses publishing products and things like that.
thank you for giving me a reason to
Yeah.
kick you out, moron.
Doesn't speak English, but knows
Yeah,
about
right.
cultural
Yeah,
things in America.
he thinks he was so slick. Okay.
But yeah, I do see that is it. Instagram is probably one of the more powerful
it is.
tools
It
for
is.
like
It's-
business.
It's
stuff like
powerful, but I just don't get it. I just feel like it's
No.
not like the medium.
It's not
I don't-
engaging.
That's
You
exactly
know,
it.
yeah, it's not
I don't
engaging
engage
for
with
me.
it at all. When
Yeah.
I see it, I'm like, okay, it's a bunch of pictures. It's like TikTok to me is also not engaging to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's like Twitter, same thing. I need more
Right.
than one little paragraph
Yeah.
or one little 3-second video, you know,
exactly.
or whatever. I need more. See, now this is an example of just last night I told them that one thing that's weird about Hello Talk is that I can see who comes to visit my profile and I can see who comes to follow me.
Yeah,
But I can't see who was just in my room.
Yeah,
in the,
that
in
is
the in the
weird.
live streams. Yeah, like
Yeah.
after the fact.
Right.
So what would be nice is if after the fact I could go find this guy and then just go report him and
Right.
be like, you know, just
Yeah.
handle business after, you know.
Right.
You know, or you notice patterns of behavior
Right.
between certain people or whatever, you know. So anyway, but it's a must-have if you have a business. Yeah, I know, and eventually I'll get around to making mine into something that you can look at. But right now it's pretty bad. So raise your hand if you want to come talk to me. Hello, my name is Teacher Mark. This is Teacher Clay.
Hello.
We are teachers.
Hey, Bellin.
Hello, Bellin. I have been on Hello Talk for almost 12 years. I have about 78,000 followers here. We do live streams, or I do live streams I should say, I'm sorry. I do live streams 5 times a week. I do voice rooms 5 times a week. He joins me for live streams twice a week. So let's talk to Botan first.
Alrighty. Where'd he go?
Where'd he go? Botan, did you want to come talk? No? Well, raise your hand if you want to come talk to us. So we have open format here. So that means you can ask us questions about, English, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, reading, writing, listening, arithmetic. No, not that one.
Yeah. No. We'll look,
I was on
we'll
a
look up
roll.
small stuff.
Yeah, I was on a roll and my mouth went too far.
I did just finish my statistics class.
Ooh,
but
ouch.
I think it's all gone now.
Yeah, good for that. Oh, there's Botan. Hello, Botan.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Mark.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How
Good.
about you?
I'm pretty good. And you are in, is that Iraq?
Yes.
Okay.
Kurdistan, if you know about
Kurdistan,
it.
sure, I do. Yeah, we have a Kurdish Turkish restaurant right near my house here.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and what can I do for you today, Botan? What can we do for you?
Usually I have a small business about stationery. So
Okay.
I'm working in my business. So now I am working there.
Oh, okay. But I mean, do you have any questions or problems or anything we can help you with
Of
about your
course, of
English?
course.
Yeah?
So, of course, I have a little problem with the English. First of all, it's about
Okay.
adjective and adverb. I don't know what time should I use them in a sentence.
One moment, Botan. Can you guys see us now? Alyssa, we did stop sharing. It should not be sharing anymore. Oh, it was you. Oh, okay, good. Because I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? I was confused. All right, yeah, it's okay now. Botan, go ahead. Tell us your problem one more time. Thank you.
It's about adverb and adjective.
Okay.
So I don't know what time should I use them in a sentence.
Okay, I have an easy way for you to know which one to use when. So, if you're asking the question, how did they do it? Then it's an adverb, right? So, if you're describing what is it like, you're describing an adjective. If you describe how someone did something, you're describing an adverb, right? So, adjectives are things like red, white, blue, big, small, green, stinky,
Yeah.
whatever. Those are adjectives, right? But if I say he ran quickly, that answers the question, how did he run? Oh, he ran quickly. How did he write? Oh, he wrote beautifully. How did she sleep? She slept soundly.
Yeah.
Right?
So the adverb describes the verb,
that's right.
which is the action.
Yeah, that's right. The adverb describes the action. So it's like an adjective for the verb.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it is. So an adjective is just an adjective for the noun,
Yeah.
and an adverb is an adjective for the verb.
Yes.
And the funny thing is, the word verb actually means noun.
Oh, really? we got a bunch of those mixed up. Sort of things.
The word verb comes from Latin, and the Latin word meaning it because that's how Latin is. Verbs
Yeah.
and nouns are pretty much the same, right?
It's how you use it.
Right. Yeah. So then we ended up taking the word verb and making it into an action word.
I see.
But yeah. Anyway, that's why it gets confusing when you start
Yeah.
describing them.
Yeah,
you
an
know.
adjective and adverb are very close, which
They
is
are,
why
yeah.
that can be confusing.
That's right. Yeah.
but they are used in different ways.
So if you say the clever boy ran down the street quickly, the boy is clever. Clever is the adjective, right? He ran down the street, so he's running. That's the verb. How did he run? He ran quickly. Quickly is the adverb, right? It describes how he ran. So always ask yourself the question: how did they do it, or how was it done? It was done, blah, 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 Lee. And of course, Lee is the
Yeah.
LYs,
Yes.
not always, but very often
Very
how
common.
they end.
in both adjectives and adverbs. Not adjectives are more broad, but yeah,
Right.
adverbs.
Well, beautiful is an adjective, but
Yes.
beautifully would be the adverb form of
Yeah,
right.
that's
So once you
Right.
add ly to them, adjectives, they become adverbs.
Right.
Right. So it just depends on
What the word
again,
is.
What?
Yeah.
Right. So she is the beautiful girl writes beautifully.
Right.
So in that case, beautiful is an adjective. Beautifully is an adverb. Right.
Yes.
So
Thank
yeah, but always when you're looking at the sentence, whatever it is that you're looking at, think of that question. How was it done? How did they do it? Oh, they did it, blah, 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 Lee, right? Okay, that's how you'll know which one it is. Okay, and then just remember that adjectives describe the noun, adverbs describe the verb, the action. Okay,
God, thank you so much about that.
you're welcome.
I have another problem
Okay,
with that application. So I don't know why the users here don't answer you from the message.
Oh.
So everyone is here to learn English. Am I
yes,
right?
yes, but
Or learn another language.
so, Botan, let me tell you, okay, I've been on the app for 12 years, so I can tell you exactly how it works, all right? So, first, there are millions of people on the app, but the majority of them are non-native English speakers, right? So the balance is really it's not balanced well. The number of people who want to learn English is huge. The number of people who actually speak English natively is not that big. Okay, so there's one reason why. When you talk to people, they've been messaged 100 times already, you know? So that is one reason. But there's another reason why. Because, Botan, when you message somebody, all you did, I almost guarantee, when you send somebody a message, what did you do? You waved, right?
No.
What did you do? What did you do?
In the first message, I sent hello and introducing myself.
Okay, good.
he listened to
okay,
you, probably,
you listened
yeah.
to me. Okay, then
Yeah.
yeah. So if you gave a good introduction, then that's proper. That's the thing that you're supposed to do. That's good. But most people on Hello Talk, all they do is wave, or they say hi, or they say, "Will you please teach me English?" But guys, what Botan just said is very important. Introduce yourself. Okay, introduce yourself. If you don't introduce yourself, you don't deserve a reply. It's that simple.
And it's just less personal. When someone introduces themselves, there's the mentality that, you know, I know this person at least somewhat at this point.
If I walk up to you, if I meet you on the street in your town and I walk up to you and I don't know you and I just walk up to you and say, "Hi, will you teach me English?" Or will you teach me Arabic?
Yeah.
That's weird, right? You have to introduce yourself first, right? So make a good introduction. And also, if you're learning a language, one of the most important things that you should learn in the beginning is how to introduce yourself well. Right? So say who you are, where you're from, what your goals are, and then more importantly, you also have to say something about the person you're talking to. Make them feel special. So what that means is read their profile and see what they're interested in, right? Maybe they're interested in movies and you're interested in movies too. So you can talk about that. You can say, "Hey, I see you like movies in your profile. What's your favorite movie? Or what's a movie you think I should see?" That's a message that somebody is much, much more likely to reply to. Okay? So, but if you just say hi, you're not going to get a reply. If you say, "Hi, teach me English," you're not going to get a reply. If you introduce yourself properly, and then the other thing is, Botan, you need to remember this app is a language exchange app, but what does that mean? It doesn't mean that this is a place for you to find a free teacher, except for us right now. What it means is it's a place where you can find friends, right?
Yes.
These are friends. And so you have to build a friendship in order to create a friendship. Friendships don't just happen.
Yeah.
They have to be built, right? And you have to develop them. So
and a mutual, you know,
That's right.
something exchange. That's what the
that's
whole
right,
point of the app.
exchange,
Yeah.
right? So many people, you're too greedy is really what it comes down to. You think that it's just a place for you to find a free practice partner who's ready for you anytime you want. That is not how it works. This is a place to find friendships around the world. And guess what? The beauty of friends are they help you. So if you find someone that's interesting and you make a friendship with them, then you can develop that into a language exchange friendship exchange, right? But too many people on this app, they just want what they want. You know, they say, "Hi, will you practice with me today? Or will you do prepositions with me today? Or can you answer this grammar question for me today?" And it's me, 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 me. You know, you have to be, you know, think about it if it were in real life. If you were in real life and someone acted like that, how would you feel? You'd feel weird, right? So make sure that you are developing a friendship and that you're keeping it in balance, that you don't feel like you're just exploiting someone who knows English, right?
Right.
So, yeah, that's the key. Yeah, and then Botan, it's like fishing. I always describe it like fishing. You know, when I go fishing, sometimes I catch something and sometimes I don't. You know,
Yeah. Even if you have a good lure and introduce
That's
yourself
right,
and
yeah.
say everything,
My
they still may not.
my father always used to say that's why they call it fishing, not catching. Yes. Because like you don't always catch them.
Yes.
Sometimes you go and you don't catch anything, right? And that's how it is on Hello Talk too. Sometimes you might send out 10 messages today, get nothing, but tomorrow maybe 3 people will reply. But just like fishing, you have to be patient and you have to throw it out there a lot. Right? You can't just do it one time.
Yep.
You have to do it a lot. Right? It's the same exact thing.
And you got to get your hands dirty. Just
Yeah,
like in
that's
fishing.
right,
You really
yeah.
got to get into the language.
And then your
know.
introduction is bait, right?
Yeah.
So if you have no introduction, then it's like fishing with just an empty hook. You know, you're not going to catch anything off of a hook with nothing on it. You have to have a good piece of bait on there. That's your introduction. Okay?
Yes.
A
Yeah.
lure. I'm kind of curious where the word lure...
I know where it comes
Yeah,
from. I just read
L-U-R-E,
last night. I
yeah.
found out. So the word lure is related to the word allure.
Yeah,
right?
okay, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah,
but where does that come from? It comes from falconry.
Oh.
Falconry. The lure was the
Piece of meat.
It was the thing that they put on their arm to attract them back. So
Right.
that they would send the falcon out to hunt for them, and then to get the falcon to come back, they had this thing called a lure, which was this leather thing that they would be trained to know to come back and sit on or whatever. So that was called the lure, and it attracts you back. So attraction, lure, allure. Yeah,
Strange. And,
Yeah.
then it became a wide term
That's
for
right.
a lure to
yeah,
bring
to
something
bring
in.
something closer to
Yeah.
you. Yeah, to attract something
Right.
back to you. Yeah, that's what it is.
That's a good one.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway, that just came up last night in my live stream
Yeah.
or my voice stream. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Bhutan, does that answer your question?
I want to say something.
Yes.
If you give me time.
Sure.
So, I'm studying in an English department
Uh-huh.
in university, but we have a bad curriculum in our country. They never care about our English, to improving our English, and also the system of our country is English. So
Uh-oh.
our problem in English, which part we have problem in listening or speaking or writing or anything. They just tell us the curriculum, what should we learn about English, that's all. Not teach us improving our English or learning English. So that's a big problem in most of the countries in the world. That's a big problem for us.
That's true. It is. So I will tell you this, Bhutan. Around the world, I think that language programs in general need a big update.
Yeah,
They-
and learning in general.
Yeah,
Schooling,
learning in general,
and
yeah.
education in general.
But for this field that we're in, definitely the way they teach language now is still mostly the same way they've been doing it for more than 100, 200, 300 years. And that's,
Right.
to be honest, it's not good. It's never been good. And it's really sad that they don't do more to update it, because there are many people with many new ideas and new concepts that are better, that work better. But they're just too stuck in their ways to want to change, But I think that change is coming soon, because AI is going to revolutionize language learning and language understanding. So, whether they like it or not, language
Change is coming.
change is coming for
Yeah.
language learning. Yeah.
Yes, but honestly, in our country, inshallah, I will be a teacher in the future, English teacher. But I think I will be a bad teacher because my English is bad, and also no one is care about us in the university.
So, Bhutan,
So that's
let me
why I
tell
talked
you,
about-
There's a great teacher named Richard Feynman. He was a physics professor, and he was a famous one. And he said something like, "You don't need to be a great teacher. You need to be someone who makes the kids excited to learn." That's paraphrasing, but I completely agree. You don't have to know everything, man. You just have to be excited, and you have to know more than the kids do, or more than your students do. Right? So what I tell people is teachers are not gods. They don't know everything. They're guides. They know more than you do. Understand? They're not gods, they're guides.
And your English is good.
Yeah, your English is great.
Your English
Yeah.
is not bad.
Yeah, you're doing well. And just keep working on it. And yeah, if you go to my website, that's why I give so many resources on my website, because I think school is great, and I think, formal education is great, but I also think that the difference between full education and incomplete education is whether or not you learn on your own time or not. Right? And a lot of people, they only learn when they're in school. They don't have any system of learning outside of school.
Yeah.
But I think you need to have a sense of personal responsibility to develop your own sense of intelligence and knowledge of the world, right? And so that means that you should self-study. And so I give you as many resources to self-study as you can, including this now. Yeah. Botan, I think, is a little busy.
Yes.
Botan, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I don't know if you heard my answer or not, but yeah.
Actually, I wanted to say something.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
My goals for the future, I will be helpful for the next generation in my country. So I want to help them to learn English with an easier way.
Okay.
And help them to learn English without have any problem in English. I know no one can be a native speakers, because we have a different language. So it's maybe be hard for us if we be a native speaker or a native language.
Yeah, you mean to have a native teacher there. Yeah, it's hard to find them to come there. Sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also, actually, I have a plan for improving my English. So I want to tell you to tell me something or some recommendation for me.
Okay.
With adding for that plan.
Okay.
My plan is like that. Every week, I choose a topic. So during the week, I try to learn vocabularies and words. Then in the other weekend, I will practice with someone. But actually, I don't have any partners to practice that. So what do you say about that?
Those are all good things, but I think you need to do a little bit more.
Well, and I think the getting a partner to practice with gets back into the building relationships on apps like
right.
Hello Talk, to where you can do that.
That's right. So I want to show you something, Botan. Take a look at this. This is my website. Okay. If you go to my website, on my website, up here at the top where it says resources, if you click on this, you can open here and look. If you want to practice your reading, click on reading, and I have all the resources you need to practice reading. Click on that, and it will open to that. So watch. This is ESL Fast. This is a website for reading practice. You go down here, and it's free. Okay, and here's reading practice, right? So English level 5. Right? Choose this one,
all
right?
about reading.
That's all about reading. Yeah. So here's, and look, they even have a recording though too. You can practice listening as well, right? So yeah, there's a bunch of reading right here. Okay. So the point is this is all on my website, which is right here.
It's helpful for us for pronunciation.
So I have links for everything. Take a look. If you want to study reading, click here. If you want to study writing, here. Listening, here. Speaking, here. Down here is vocabulary. Here's pronunciation. This one here is going to be, this one is grammar. This one is going to be pronunciation today. It's finished, but I have to just
upload it.
Yeah, I have to upload the link. That's it. But and then this final one over here is going to be how to think in English. That's going to take a little bit of time because I have to build the page.
I was going to say that's going to be mostly your material.
Yeah, that's
I would
exactly
imagine.
right. Yeah, so it takes a little bit longer
Yeah,
to make
exactly.
it look the way I want it to. But in the meantime, you have reading, writing, listening, speaking, grammar, and vocabulary. And today will be pronunciation. 7 different areas that you can work on to improve. Okay, there are 8 areas that you need to work on: reading, writing, listening, speaking. Over here, this one is thinking, grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Okay, if you focus on those 8 areas, then you will improve. Okay, and I have all the resources you need are right there on my website. Everything you need is right here. Okay, and you can also see my schedule. My live stream schedule is up here too. If you click on schedule, then you can see when do I do live streams and voice rooms on Hello Talk. It's all right here. Okay, so you can see my schedule too.
The big program for us about your live room or live stream, it's time. You have a different times.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, I know. But when you look at it when you open the website on your computer, you'll see all of my live streams in your time zone.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll show it to you in your time zone, so you'll know exactly what time it is.
and you can always go to the YouTube to rewatch any of the streams if you missed them.
So I also have a YouTube channel here. So this right now is on YouTube, and later you can watch this again if you want to, right? So if it's late at night and you can't watch, okay, then later in the morning you can watch on YouTube.
You mean you post your live stream from the YouTube?
That's this one right here, right now, is on Hello Talk, but it's also on YouTube at the same time.
That's
Okay.
great.
Yeah. So as soon as we're finished here, this will be uploaded to YouTube, and you guys can watch it. Okay.
It means I can watching that live stream from YouTube.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can always watch. Yeah. So there's lots of
so-
material.
Teacher, we study phonology, phonetic, and syntax in university. So those are important for us to improving our English.
Maybe to improve the teaching of the
Yes,
English, but
right.
not so much the actual speaking.
That's exactly
of the
right. Yeah. So there are 2 ways to study language. One way is to study it just to learn it for practical usage. Another way is to study it from the standpoint of how was it developed, how was it created, and how would you teach it?
Like I'm
right?
currently in an American literature class. I don't, need to learn English, but it's still an English class that,
Right.
it digs into that, and that sort of same thing.
But stuff like phonology and things like that, for a learner of English,
Yeah.
I think that's more than you need.
Yeah.
If you're teaching English, then phonology is useful. It can help you understand better how you can present the information. But, phonetics and phonology, phonics, I think, are great. Phonetics, I think, goes too far. It ends up being the IPA system is more trouble than you need to
it
do.
overcomplicates.
Yeah, that's
heavily.
exactly right. It's like
Yeah.
learning a new language to learn this language.
Right. Like I feel like Pinyin is much more consolidated and easier to kind of
Yeah, it is.
understand.
Yeah, for Chinese, right,
Yes,
yeah.
for Chinese, which is a similar sort of
Yeah, which, by the way,
idea.
let me show you something. Oh, I can't show it to you. It's still hidden. I found a pronunciation link that's really cool, where it's just a page that you just type in the word and they'll pronounce it for you, and they give you the IPA, and they give you all the multiple variations of it, like the adjective form, the verb form, every form that you can. And a definition and everything,
Right.
and you can slow it down and speed it up. It's really a cool little, tool for practicing pronunciation. If you don't know how a word is supposed to go, Google does that too. But this has the feature that you can slow it down and speed it up. Choose which language, accent you want.
Yeah.
Actually, it does many languages, not just
Really?
English.
Oh.
Yeah, it does Chinese, it does Spanish,
Wow.
Italian. Yeah, so it's a cool little pronunciation
Yeah.
tool. So that will be up later today. That will be up on my website later today. Okay, Botan?
Okay. It's so helpful for us. I
Yeah.
think it's be a perfect website or helpful website for us.
I'm doing my
So
best.
I appreciate you for that.
Thank you. Yeah, and please share, everybody. You know, remember, this is my job, and I am trying to be good at it. So please help me by. Remember, this is what we call a two-way street, right? So I'm here working with you. We're here working with you, trying to help you guys. So please help us too. Remember to share and tell people and write comments. People, it doesn't take long to go write a comment and say, "Hey, I really liked your stream." Comments help. You know, likes help. So like and comment. You know, it doesn't take that much effort to just say a quick comment and make a quick like.
Yeah.
But it benefits, you know, us. So yeah, please do that. So Batan, I'm going to let you go, my friend. But it was good to talk to you. Nice to meet you, and you sound good. And good,
Yeah.
good luck to you in your goals as to be an English teacher. And you know, keep coming and following and watching here, and I'm sure you'll learn plenty for your English and plenty for teaching English as well. Okay?
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
I appreciate
Inshallah.
you. I'm sorry for wasting your time.
No.
So-
We didn't. There was no time wasted here.
No.
This is what we're supposed to do. Yeah. I just want to make
thank you
sure I
so
get to
much.
other people. That's all. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Take care.
If you tell me about my English.
I think you sound great.
Yeah, you
During
sound.
that
yeah,
meeting
yeah.
what's my problem if you know or if you focused on it?
I think you need to work on your grammar a little bit and your pronunciation a little bit. But other than that, you sound good.
Regular conversations like this will
Yeah.
help with that completely.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you for the recommendation also. I appreciate you.
All right.
See you later.
Thank you, my friend. Take care, my friend. Bye bye.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
All right. And I remember Morrow said no. Yeah, he thought that language had changed a lot. I don't think you could say it's changed a lot. I
Well,
think you could say that it's changed
like
a little,
language itself has, yes, but I don't think the way we
Right,
teach,
the way
that's
we
the
teach
problem.
it
The way
in
we teach it
school.
hasn't
That's exactly
changed.
right. Yeah. So, Morrow, language learning, the possibilities of language learning have definitely grown
Yeah.
a lot. The problem is the schools. The way
They're
the
still stuck
schools
in
do
the
it,
same-
they're still doing it the way that my parents did it.
Right.
And that's weird.
And my mother, who's a teacher and has been a teacher for 20 years, she's been talking about for 20 years that they need reform in
Yeah.
education
Yeah.
and that it needs to work differently because it doesn't work for all students and
That's
it doesn't
exactly
work
right.
for all teachers.
You know what I always thought is here's what everybody needs. And I know this is like a pipe dream wish, but you know, when you have a band class and that's a public class where there's two groups of people there. There are some kids who come to band class and they just come to the class once a week. And they don't have a private teacher and they
Right.
do okay.
And they blow into the trumpet
Right, they blow
and
into
they-
the trumpet. But then there's the other group of kids who they come once a week to the band room, or they come every day to the band room.
Yeah.
But they also have a private lesson once a week with a private teacher.
Yeah.
And they pursue and practice
Yeah.
every day. And it's a huge difference
Yeah.
when you have two sets of teaching. One is a group class situation, and you also have a private teacher to guide you along.
Yeah.
That's what every single student needs.
Right.
Every student should have both a public teacher and a tutor.
And it requires interest.
Yeah,
Like, you
right.
know, the guy who's going to blow into the trumpet, he's not interested
Right,
in
yeah.
learning. And so there's a personal responsibility to
Yeah.
to reach out and get those things that
Okay, let's see. They keep spamming you with messages. Can I judge? I think we're still talking about people like messaging. Yeah, Rosia, I've been on this app longer than most people, so I think I can judge. Yeah, you have to just, it's very simple. These are things that your grandmother should tell you. Introduce yourself. You know, that's it. Yeah. And yes, I think his level was very good. Bhutan had a great level.
he used a lot of complex words.
Hello to all the new people. Do I fish on the fly? Do I fly fish? Should we call that fly fishing? I don't actually.
Most of the fishing around here is large river fishing with a lot of catfish. And
Yeah,
so that's,
I like lure fishing.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I do spinner fishing. You know, with sport fishing, you catch bass and things like that.
Yeah, that's what
around
I
here.
usually. There's
Yeah.
a little Miami River's not far from me, 5 minutes away, and I
Yeah.
can go and you know.
And that's that's what I kind of like about around here. If you find a tributary off of the Ohio or the Licking, something like that, you can do both. You can throw a catfish pull
Right,
in.
that's right.
And then
Yeah,
you can
that's what we
fish
used
with
to
your,
do. Yeah,
and then
yeah.
wait for the other one
That's
to go
right.
off.
Yeah, or a
and run
bobber.
over.
Right?
Yeah,
We used to
exactly.
do all
And then-
three.
oh, yeah.
We'd have one sinker, one bobber, one lure.
we actually, my buddy taught me to use, we use bobbers, but they don't actually, not for the same reason. We use them to keep the bait off of the ground. So you put enough weight on it to pull the bobber down, but not enough to where the bait is completely
I see.
sinking into the dirt and into the mud.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So now we're on bass time.
Yeah,
we're on bass talk today. Today on bass talk, how to catch a largemouth bass.
While catching a catfish.
Kel wants to know. Let's see about the correct usage of it at the end of a sentence. I buy it. I bought it. There's nothing wrong with using it at the end of a sentence. It is an object, right? So I am using it.
I was scared of it.
I was scared of it. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with putting it at the end of the sentence. Now, your example, I buy it. We would usually say I am buying it.
Or I bought it.
Or I bought it, right? So
Which would be the past.
The present tense form would usually be I am buying it, or I bought it. Yeah. And Quantum wants to know the difference between capability and ability.
They're similar.
Yeah, so I would say let's look at the etymology and see if there's something behind that. Capable comes from the Latin word capax, which means to be able to hold much. It's wide and roomy. So let's see. Let's see what this says too. Capable versus what was it? Ability. Yeah, here it is. So capable means the ability to do something, while ability refers to the capacity to do something. So
Pretty
this is
much the same.
This is what we call a semantic difference.
That is a
right.
semantic
So in this case, these words have almost the same meaning, but they're not necessarily interchangeable. So what that means, Quantum, is there are certain times when you want to use the word capability, and there are certain times when ability would be the better choice. There are a few situations where they probably would be completely interchangeable.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say every one would be for this.
A lot would be, I would think. 'Cause
Let's see. He has a great ability to blah, blah, blah. He's a great capability. But see, like I said, I think
ability flows more, but I
Right.
don't think it's
not a rule.
incorrect.
Right,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not a rule, but there are certain times when one
It'll
is
sound better,
more
yeah.
more often used than the other, right? Yeah. So in basic, the basic answer is there's not much difference between them, but there are a few times when maybe one would work better than the other. Okay. All right, let me give everybody my website one more time. Make sure that they know where it is. Go here. Okay, and we're trying to keep up with all the comments, so please be patient. Let's see. Hello, Edgar from Costa Rica. Yeah, I think so. How can you start speaking in English? Start simply.
Say hello.
Yeah, go to my website. There are a bunch of links there for starting with basic phrases. Hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. My name is. Simple things like that. Okay, Lavish. And again, we're talking about English, so ask me a question about English. What are your problems with English? We have 2 English teachers here. Ask us questions about
Yes.
English, okay?
And the more specific, the better. If a large sort of
Moro
broad
says, I'm a
question.
teacher for kindergarten. We didn't use the same strategy that we have. Okay, well, good for you.
That's good.
Good for you.
Yeah.
My experience is that language learning, I just took a Spanish class 2 years ago online, and it was online, so that's new, and it was all like computer based, right? And that was new, but the program and the software that it used, it basically taught the exact same way that I did when I was in high school.
Right.
So it was like, okay, it's on a computer and it's got a software program. That's new.
Might as well watch Dora the Explorer.
But but it's basically like a modern computer still teaching Latin the way it did 2,000 years ago, you know?
And then hitting you with a ruler.
Right. Kind of a weird thing, you know? Yeah. Where are we? We're right here. We're in Cincinnati, Ohio.
That's right.
In the middle of the United States. Last night there was a girl from Brazil here who was in Cleveland. And,
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
her husband came on and said hi.
Nice.
And, you know, he had the same accent.
Yeah.
How can you notice if your language is improving or not when you do self-learning? Record yourself. That's how. Recordings are a great way to monitor your progress.
And most
right?
phones have the ability to do that.
Yeah. So if you really want to know, then record yourself every day. Don't even listen to it. You don't even have to listen to it most of the time. Just put the recording on every time that you can practice. Record yourself. Then, you know, check out your recordings from 3 months ago and see what it sounds like. It should be better now. Okay? So recording. Okay, let's see. I changed my schedule because you can't see me. No.
You can see us.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about, Neymar. My schedule is roughly the same as it's always been. My schedule, everybody. I can tell you my schedule in my time zone, then you have to figure out the rest. I live in the New York City time zone. Okay? So my time for my live streams is 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Monday through Thursday. Then Friday and Saturday, 10 a.m.
Eastern Standard
Time, New York City time. Okay, Lyosel has a grammar question. Sure, go ahead and ask it. And we will get somebody else on stage here in just a second. I'm just trying to catch up with the comments. It was a dark night. A blind man was walking along a road. Which article should be used in the gap? The article could be a or it could be the.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could say a blind man is walking along a road or the blind man is walking along the road. Both would be fine. A road means some road.
Yeah.
It's the generic road. The road is not important is what that means. It's just a road, right? But if you say the road, now that's a specific road. Maybe it's a road that you mentioned or will be mentioned again. Okay. Okay. What is the meaning of crunch? The meaning of crunch is it's the sound that something makes when you crush it. Crunch. Like if you eat some potato chips.
Crunch.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
It's an onomatopoeia.
Yeah, like fried chicken. Good fried chicken, the outside should be crunchy.
Ooh, coffee and sausages.
Yeah, yeah, that happens. Let's see. Botan, about Para, I don't really know what happened to Para. I've messaged him a couple times and he hasn't messaged back, so I don't know what's going on with Para. Okay. Thank you, Babinka.
Thanks, Babinka.
That's a cute name.
Yeah, it is.
You feel like you're stuck in the same level for so long, Beatrice. Well, then that means, Beatrice, you're not challenging yourself enough, number one. Number two, you're doing the same things over and over. You're doing the same materials, the same activities over and over. And number three, you're not focusing enough on your weaknesses. So figure out what your problems are, what your weak points are, and focus on those. Okay? All right. You can't get into the website. Well, did you copy and paste it? You can't just click on the links here. You have to copy and paste the links. Okay. Let's see. When I step into the class, the students are bright in expectation, but shouted by doubts. Shouted by doubt. It means that they have a feeling like doubt is a shadow over them, right? So they are worried. They don't feel confident. They have a shadow of doubt means they don't feel confident in themselves.
Figure of speech.
Yeah. You can't speak English in a long sentence. Quella, you can, but you need some words like but, and then, although, because. You need all those words. Those are the words that link many ideas together to become a long sentence, right? Okay? Conjunctions mostly. Wow, I'm really trying to catch up.
Yeah.
Can you ask about the RN? Huh?
Like learn. Oh, like the sound, like learn.
Okay, the sound of RN. Right, learn. Earn. Yeah, practice the word earn. To earn money. Earn. Okay? All right, let's get Luomi up on stage. Well, let's get a couple people on stage. Screw it. Let's try. Let's see if we can get a couple people. Let's do Quantum and Luomi. And yes, happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Hello, Ina. Hello, Zenny. Hello, Keza. Hello, everyone.
Is Valentine's Day just an American holiday? Or
It's not. No,
Yeah,
actually, it's
where did
mostly.
It even start?
It started in the West, but it's now a global
I
marketing
see.
plan.
Right. Yeah. Hallmark got their hands
Did you know
on it.
that China has their own Valentine's Day too?
When's that?
What day is that, everybody? When's the Chinese Valentine's Day? Not this one. There's another one. I can't remember. Oh, good. I'm caught up. When is the Chinese Valentine? There it is, July 7th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Dependence Day.
Yeah, it's not Independence Day, but Dependence
few days
Day.
later.
That's funny. Somebody should market that. I'm going to put that on my Facebook later. Today is Dependence Day. Okay, and Soba says free online tests. There are some on my website. Some of the links that they have there, they have online tests to practice your level and find out about your level. Yeah. What does bright with expectation mean? That one means that they're excited to learn.
Yeah,
so they're excited to learn, but at the same time, they have some doubts, self-doubt. Okay.
Maybe they were shadowed with doubt, and then when they gained you as a teacher, they became bright with expectation.
Right.
It's
exactly.
kind of a reversal.
Yeah.
But that's another, use of a word non-literally.
Botan's asking what? I share what I learned by post here. I think it helps me memorize the words or grammar. You mean in the chat, Botan? That might not be very useful.
But yeah,
definitely on your own page
yeah.
for sure. Yes, sharing on your page will help you for sure.
And you can see where your level has grown. That's another
right.
way to do that.
Yeah, or get a live stream and you can teach and then teach what you know, and that's a great way to practice, right? Okay. I've been watching stand-up comedy for a few days, and I couldn't get the whole meaning of it. Do I have any suggestions? Yeah, Maggie, understanding Western comedy can be very difficult for many reasons. One, sarcasm.
Yeah.
Sarcasm doesn't always translate well.
And to me, they're not that funny. A lot of them,
it depends on who you're watching.
Yeah,
right. It depends on who you're watching. But I mean, I love a good
and most of
stand-up
it's very
comedian, but-
contextual, and
right, cultural,
Yes,
pop culture,
yes.
right? So that's the other problem I was going to say was that many of them, the jokes are about Western pop culture events that if you're not very familiar, then you won't understand. It's kind of like the TV show Family Guy is like that. You know, the whole show is just one pop culture trivia after another.
Yeah, and depending on when you're listening to this, it could be dated as well.
Right.
It could not,
Right.
mean as much these days as it did.
Okay. All right. I tried to get a couple people on. Let's try again. Lomi, do you want to come up? And Quantum, do you want to come up? And if not, then we'll try Edgar. There's Edgar. We got Edgar at least. Hello, Edgar.
Hi, Mark.
Hello, my friend. How are you?
Hi, my friends.
Hello.
Yeah. This is Clay.
Hi.
This is Clay.
Hi, Clay. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm from Costa Rica. It's a sunny
Nice.
day.
Beautiful
Yeah,
country.
it's good to see you. It's
we
nice
have
to
a
see
sunny
your,
day
your land
today.
again. Yeah, thank you for coming again. Yeah, it looks like a beautiful day.
Yes. You're in a
Yes, it's a
T-shirt.
beautiful day.
Yeah, this morning here it was minus 9 C this morning. It was really
Yeah, it
cold.
was.
Really cold this morning. Yeah.
It's a beautiful morning here.
Yeah, it looks like it.
We have a beautiful morning.
Yeah, I've seen beautiful pictures of Costa
I am do
Rica.
the laundry. Can
I
you
see. Okay.
Nice.
All right. I am doing the laundry. I am doing the laundry.
Doing the laundry. Okay, thank you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
teacher.
Uh-huh.
It's my day off today.
Ah, okay.
Ah,
I am a day off.
Okay.
And
too.
this is my backyard. I
Okay.
am with my.
Ah,
This is
your
Tokyo.
cats.
This is Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Tokyo is male, and this is Nala.
Nala. Hello, Nala. Oh, wow. Nala.
It's a lazy dog.
She looks a lot like my dog. I have a dog almost
Yes.
looks just like that, Edgar. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I am working in my home.
That's great. Good for you.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm very happy because I learning English with you every day. I follow you, and you are great teachers.
Thank you so much.
yeah. You sound great.
Yeah. Yeah. You do sound great, Edgar. Yeah.
This is my other or another. I don't know what say that. This is Connor.
Yeah. You can say my other pet.
Yeah, my other
Yeah.
pet.
Or
My
you can
other
say
pet.
I have another pet. Yeah. Okay. And what is his name?
Connor.
Kono. Okay. All right. That's cute. All right.
Does he sing songs?
Sorry,
Does he sing songs?
maybe sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right.
When he wants, only when he wants.
yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's everyone have his unique personality,
Yeah.
and I love them, all them.
That's great.
I love my animals too.
That's great. Good for you,
Yeah,
Edgar.
yes.
Yeah. That's wonderful. So, Edgar, do you have any questions for us today or anything we can help you with?
See, yes. For example, you was talking about able to,
Uh-huh.
capable,
Yeah.
and ability.
Yeah.
I think in this way, for example, I think I am capable to do something just because I can, and ability is
Yeah, I think
something-
yeah.
Because the word capable can
Yeah.
be used in many different ways than ability.
Right.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to get
Yeah.
at. So I think that's what he was hitting on was ability is more like skill.
right.
But capable is more like you can
And
do
I
it.
feel like capable to capability. Capable has a few more.
Yeah, you know, it reminds me of
applications.
like the difference between Chinese with可以, 可能 and just, you know, like
Yeah.
like the nung
It's
part.
possible,
right?
or
Yeah,
if I can,
if you can,
yeah,
right?
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
It
almost
is.
the same.
It is a
Yeah.
similar sort of thing.
So yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good point. That's a good point. Capable is more like you can,
Yeah.
and ability is like a skill
Or
that you
like,
have.
wait,
Yes.
Yeah.
For example, I really love play chess.
Oh.
My
Fun.
son is a very good chess player.
Yeah.
I really love play chess, but I never will be a good player.
That's how
That's okay.
I used to play chess against my friend all the time, and he always beat me. And one time I stalemated, you know, and so neither of us won, and I felt like it was a victory for me.
my last victory over my son was when he was 9 years old.
Wow, that's
and
funny.
now, and now he is 25. Years old.
It's been a long time,
But
huh?
that's good. Good for you. You encouraged him to learn chess. That's good.
Yeah.
I think chess
But
is
I
a
try
great
every
skill.
time to beat him, but I can.
It helps keep your brain sharp.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
good. You
yeah,
keep trying, though. Keep trying. That's good. Awesome. And Edgar, yeah, you made a great point about those words. I think that you explained it better than we did.
Yeah, he did. Because he took the capable angle, which
that's
makes
right.
more.
Yeah.
It
and,
does.
And ability, again, it's a noun. You
Yeah.
have an ability,
Right,
right? So
right.
when you
And
take it, it's that form.
It's like, and when you say, oh, what is he capable of? In a, sort of, you wouldn't say,
Right.
what does he have the ability to do? It wouldn't
Right.
mean the same thing, It was.
Yeah, right. Yes, but it is confusing. They
It
are
is.
definitely
They
two
are
words that are
confusing.
confusing, for sure. And there are
Because of the lack of
sometimes
rule around it,
right.
I think.
And there are sometimes when they are interchangeable.
Yes.
But yeah. Anyway.
Another example may be for my wife. Is a great dancer. Mm-hmm. I don't care. Definitely, I don't care.
Okay.
I like that, but I don't can dance in good form.
Okay.
Never.
Well, that's all right.
Right. So, but you mean you're capable of doing it, but you don't want to. Got you. Right. Yeah. Right. That's right. Yeah. But if you say, how's your dancing ability? Now you're describing the quality of it more than
Yes.
anything. You're saying,
Yeah,
are you
qualities,
good? Are you
qualities.
good or
Yeah.
not? Right. Capable is more like, yeah, I can do it.
I can't
don't-
move my legs around.
Yeah, I don't like it, but I can do it. Yeah, I'm capable of it. Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. That's a good point.
Yeah,
Well done.
that is.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Edgar,
Thanks,
for
Edgar.
pointing that out.
Yeah.
Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Nice to
you
meet
very
you.
much.
Yeah, it was nice to see you again, and come back and see us again
Yes,
sometime,
come
okay,
back.
Edgar?
Bye bye, my
All right.
friends.
Take care of
See
those
you. Good to see
animals.
you.
Yeah, that's right. Pet
Good
the
to see
dog
you.
for
All right,
us.
bye-bye, man.
Thank you.
All right. All right,
He was
thanks.
great.
Yeah, that was great.
He looked like he had a nice little place
So
there,
let's
too.
try Luomi. Luomi, are you there? Ni hao. Luomi. Guo lai. Lai lai lai.
Bye.
Come on. Come talk to us. Hello, James. I'm glad the sound is good.
Yes.
We do our best.
Yeah.
We put a lot of effort into helping people learn English. How come? What a sad world we live in.
Because we're nice.
Yeah, but I mean, I want to live in
that's
a
a
world where that's
question.
not a question.
Yeah, I know.
I want to live in a world
Yeah.
where people don't question when people
Yeah.
do nice things.
I know. That's what we do.
I do it because I love to teach. It's that simple, Now, it is my business. It's my job. It's something that I get paid for also, right? But life is better if you like what you do.
And
you do what you better. You do what you do better
Yeah.
if you like what you do, right?
And for me, I enjoy really here. There are a lot of international communities, but it's a little different than when you're on here and you can meet people from all over the world that are
Yeah.
living in different places of the world.
Yep.
It's interesting for me. So it's not just a one way. I'm just trying to give. I get something out of this as well.
That's right. All right. Well, let's try some other people here. We've got Sodabe. She's going to have to help me pronounce the name.
Yes.
Invite to stage.
And Neymar, the famous soccer player.
Yeah, we'll try Luomi again. Well, let's talk to Sodabe first. Hello, Sodabe.
Hey,
Hello.
Teacher Mark, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Can you please pronounce your name for me?
Yes, Sudabe.
Oh, I was pretty close.
Yeah.
Okay, I was pretty close. Sodabe. All right, good. All right, and
Right.
you're in. I
Yes.
remember you now. I remember the wallpaper.
Ah,
I remember
that
the
is nice
wallpaper. Yeah, I remember that wallpaper.
Yeah.
I remember you now. Okay, yeah. And
The wallpaper is more just famous than me.
I remember that you're not in Tehran, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Where
Yeah,
are you?
So smart.
I can't remember.
Gosh. In Mashhad. I'm in
Mashhad. Okay, right. Okay, that's right. I
Tus.
remember that.
Actually, Tus was the ancient name, but after revolutionary changes to Mashhad. But before
Okay.
that, it was Tus.
Choose.
Huh.
All right. Okay. Cool. All right. So, what can we do for you today?
Thanks. Okay, I want to ask you, why people who wants to learn English just after after 2, 3, or I mean, after a while, a short time, they just give up. And they just get just tired. I don't know, get frustrated or disappointed to continue that, and just I don't know. I think it's so soon for them to give up. But I know that English learning is so hard. Not English, I mean any languages.
Yeah, sure.
But what's your idea?
Well, I think most people are like that because they have the wrong idea about language learning or about learning in general. They think language learning is like a badge that you can earn, like, oh, I got
Right.
my badge and I put it on, I'm done now. I'm
Right.
done, I'm finished now. So they hope they can get this badge and put it on there, and now they're finished. Like, I speak Spanish.
Right.
I have my Spanish badge, right?
And that, I think there's a lack of application. So if they're not using the language
That's right.
in a useful way for them, then I think that their interest in it is going to fall off because they're not.
That's
They don't
true.
need it for anything.
But I really do think that I often talk about how learning a language is like learning a musical instrument, and it's a lifelong commitment, right? So when you say you're a drummer, that's like saying I'm white. Like, it means that that's part of my being. That's not something I can quit. You can't quit music. You can't quit language. These are things that develop your soul. They develop your person. So these are not temporary acts that you just do a little bit and then you're done. So that's what I think is the big reason why people quit, is because they think you can quit. You can't quit. There is no such thing as quitting a language. You study every day, and every day you try to get better. That's it. It's just a never-ending process. And no matter how good you get, you're never, ever, ever finished. So if you change your view and you understand that this is a lifelong journey and I'm just going to keep trying to get better, then you can quit for a little while and come back to it. There's nothing wrong with that. That's part of the process. Sometimes you need a break, or sometimes it's good to step away for a minute. And when you come back to it, you have fresh eyes, you see things differently, right? So
yeah, and I think waning motivation is common in everything.
it is, right?
Yeah.
But I think that sometimes the problem with motivation is one that you're not approaching the problem in the right way in the first place,
Right.
and that's why you give up.
Yeah.
But if you just you have to look at this like this is like a pilgrimage. It's a journey that you're going to be on for a long time, and you can take a break. You can stop for rest if you need to stop for rest, but you there is no stopping. There
Yeah.
is no giving up. There is no quitting. There's just
Continuing.
Continue, right? So no matter how good you get, Yo-Yo Ma's the most famous cellist in the world, right? Every day he wakes up and he still tries to get better. So the same thing is true for everybody who's doing a language. Okay, it's hard. I know it's hard, but it's better if you just think about it from a lifelong journey. Lifelong journey. You can't quit. There is no quitting. There's just continuing to get better. And maybe you need a break. There's nothing wrong with that. But let me also suggest that sometimes you quit because your process of learning is boring and not fun, and therefore you've tortured yourself with learning, and that's why you want to take a break, right? But if you make learning more interesting and you have more methods and ways to learn, then you keep it interesting. So I call this building your mountain of learning, right? So many years ago when I was learning the drums, when I was about 16 years old, I got this idea that I wanted to try to find every great book that all my heroes had, right? What did they learn? So I went and I read my magazines to find, oh, he used this book and I wrote it down, and oh, he used this book and I wrote it down. And I had this big list of about 30, maybe 40 books from all my most famous, drummer heroes, right? And I went and I bought as many of them as I could afford to. It was a lot of money for a 16-year-old kid, but I bought as many of them as I could. And I had this big stack of books. And one book was about rock and roll drums, and one book was about percussion drums, hand drums, and one book was about classical music, and one book was about, they were all different things. And so what this did for me was, instead of getting distracted or bored, if I do one and I get tired of it, now I have another one I can do and find new interests, right? Like, oh, that's different. It's not the same thing. But if all you do is you have one book and every day you look at the same book, well, it's normal to get bored. You have the same book every day. Get another book, right? Find another book. Get an app. Get a live stream. Get a video. Get a teacher. Get a tutor. Get a whatever. The variety is the spice of life. That's what we say, right? Variety is the spice of life, and variety is what keeps learning interesting. Yeah,
Right. Exactly. Maybe they don't have goals. Maybe sometimes. Don't you
that's true
think?
too.
Aimless sort of. Yeah.
That's right. Learning is a strategy, a game, right? It's a game of strategy. And there are some people who just have terrible strategies of learning. And I
exactly.
can say that that's true for me. When I was a kid in school, I did not know how to learn well. I did not have good strategies. I didn't understand learning, I didn't understand myself, and I didn't understand the material. If you don't understand those three things,
Then what are you doing?
yeah, you're not going to learn well, right? But after I left school and I grew up a little bit and I started teaching myself, that's when I started understanding all of those things. And then you can understand the process of learning better. But learning is, it is the development of the human being. That's what learning is. So if you're not learning, you are not developing yourself. You should always be learning something, okay? And language learning, I think, is one of the most beautiful things because it opens up doors. It opens up doors of knowledge. It opens up doors of communication, of
Relationships.
expression, relationships, travel, experiences. It opens up massive doors of knowledge, right? So I think it's a fantastic music as well, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Music.
Viewpoints.
Yeah. Those are things that really, really open up lots and lots and lots of ideas and new ways of thinking.
I love that strategy that you just compare all the time learning English with the music. That just that was about my another question that I just had last session asked you that just you compare with music. It was about simplicity, and you said that piece of music that you just
That's
play.
right.
How it doesn't matter that how simple is it.
That's right.
I like that.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
like
almost.
Jordan, you just remind me Jordan Peterson. I always, ask him just how to, start and say that tidy up your room. It was about Jordan Peterson.
I remember that
you
one.
Always,
Yeah.
yeah, I like that. Just I think learning language is like an art, and music is an art as well.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so
There
much.
are many, 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 many parallels between learning music and learning language. And I feel lucky that I found that. Like I stumbled into it, I was just a drummer. And I had tried learning languages before I was a drummer, and it was difficult. I learned German, couldn't do it. I learned Latin, couldn't do it. But after I learned the techniques of learning music, then I tried learning Chinese, and I applied these techniques to Chinese, and now I was able to learn a language much, much more efficiently and effectively, and much more with much more fun. It was much more interesting, That's the problem, that school teaches us that learning is torturous. Right. But that learning, and it can be. There are times when it can be, and it will be, and it should be. But it doesn't have to be just by nature.
There will be work.
Right. Yeah. So I always tell people it's like climbing a mountain. There are some times when the view is beautiful and you're like, wow, this is so nice. But then there are times when you feel like you're about to fall off the edge and you're going to die.
Or you're
right?
huffing and puffing.
Right.
Yeah,
That's right.
getting up
So
the hill.
climbing a mountain is not always just beautiful views. Sometimes it's got to feel like work. And if you don't feel stressed, then you're not pushing yourself enough. So that's also a problem for some people when they're learning, is that you have to find a good balance between learning things that are easy enough for you to do that you feel you're accomplishing things, but also learning things that are very challenging and push your limits. If you listen to a great
5+1.
yeah, if you listen to a great drummer practice, it won't sound good. Like, you'll be like, wait a minute, that's weird. He's a professional. He's got all the skills. Why does it sound bad when he practices? Because he's practicing. And when you practice, you push yourself right to that edge of your ability to try to get further. And if you're not pushing yourself, you won't get further. Right? So language or learning, not just language, learning should be this balance between things that you can do, that you feel good about, and things that you really struggle with and they humble you, you know? And that's a constant
Right.
struggle with those things, constant battle. Yeah.
Definitely. I bet.
Yeah.
That
That's
was
a good question. Thank
Excellent.
you. You're welcome.
Excellent answer.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and thank you, the guy that next to you.
Clay, this is
thank
Clay.
you so much,
Clay.
both of you.
Yeah, this is my co-host Clay. Yeah.
Thank you, Clay.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's here
Nice to
every
meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Wednesdays and Fridays. He joins me here. So on Wednesdays and Fridays, you can see him.
I haven't seen him. Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right.
Great.
Well, thank you so much for
Great
coming on my
time.
stage again, and we'll see you next time. Okay. All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes, why not? My honor.
All right. See again.
Iranians have the best English.
like honestly,
Yeah,
what we need
they
to do, we need to go check out the Iranian English system.
Yeah,
because
and start
for real,
getting-
something they're doing
Start getting some
does
ideas.
work.
Yes.
Something they're doing does
It
work.
definitely does. Iranians
yeah.
speak really
It
good English.
really is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's check out the comments here. Your level of English varies from time to time depending on the practice that you spend. Yes, to some degree, I think
Yeah.
that's true, Norman. But you should be making cumulative gains, right? You should be accumulating your knowledge. If you're losing it too much, then your system is too inconsistent. Right? There needs to be a certain amount of consistency to maintain the knowledge. If you just practice something once and then do it again 2 months later, that's not gonna build anything. You need to accumulate the skill and the knowledge together. And if you don't spend enough time with it, then it will fade or not make that connection, right? My elder son showcases good progress in memorizing English words, because of his musical ability. Yeah, there
That
you
makes
go.
sense. Yeah. Music is another language.
That's right. To help your brain not become another senile piece of beep. That's right. Vadim, that's right. Yeah. Just communicate, but you must have grammar basics. Yeah, you do need grammar basics. Yeah, and grammar is important. It's just not everything, you know? Okay. Let's get somebody else on the stage. We're going to try Lomi again. She's still up there raising her hand. Lomi, come talk to us.
I like.
All right. I want to try somebody new, only because we're running out of time already. So, hour and a half.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Wow. Okay, so we're going to try Marina. Marina, do you want to come talk to us? Hello, Marina. And let me,
Hello, hi. Oh, just a second.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right. Do you want me to turn the camera off? Oh, there you go. There you go. You got it.
The baby.
No, wait. How can I?
Yeah, you got it. You had it.
Yeah, but
Hold on. Let me.
but I want the front. I want the
She
front.
wants to.
Oh, you want to
Yeah.
turn the camera around. Oh, there's a button on the front of the camera that should be a little turnaround button. Hit the settings. Oh, no, we lost her. Hit the settings and come back, Marina. Let's try it again. Let's try one more time. Yeah, there's a little button, but it's hard to find.
I saw the baby.
Marina, you want to try again? Let's try again.
Go.
Huh?
She's gone.
Yeah. Oh, Marina, try again if you want to. Or we'll try Kiara. Hello, Kiara.
You chose. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. And you are
I hear
in.
you well.
You can't hear me well.
Oh.
It's okay now?
No, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why the volume was off.
Yeah, no, it's technology, you know.
Yeah.
So Chiara, you're in Italy. Where are you in?
Yeah.
Are you in Milan? Are you in Rome? Are you in Florence?
So I'm currently in Carrara, so it's a small city up north.
Okay.
It's like near Genova.
Oh, near
If you know
Genova.
where
Okay.
is.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Great. And what can we do
Yeah.
for you today?
Yeah, but I'm from Rome, technically.
Okay. Your
Oh,
accent.
no, I just literally
is-
entered.
Oh. Well. Okay. Well, your accent is spectacular, by
Yeah.
the way. You have an excellent accent. Yeah, you have an excellent accent. I mean, I've only heard you for just a minute, but I can hear it sounds like an American accent, but just a little bit British too. I like that. That's good. So Chiara, we are teachers.
Yeah.
We are English teachers.
Ain't American.
Yeah, I can hear it. It's good.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, if you have questions, then we're here to answer questions for people. If you've got questions about grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, reading, writing, listening, speaking, whatever your problems are, let us know and we'll try to advise you.
I have a question.
Okay?
So I have a question on, like, would you guys define someone that not necessarily comes from an English-speaking country, but has spoken English since they were born? Do you consider them native, or would you consider them, like, would you classify them as having learned English as a second
If they've
language?
spoken it their
Or
whole
would you
life,
consider English their first language?
I would say not native, but fluent.
yeah.
Right, native to me does mean born there,
Or you
right?
speak
raised
it,
there.
Speak it, as a daily sort of thing,
Yeah,
as
but
a-
still, even if you speak it as a daily
Yeah,
sort of
like, or
thing, if
as-
you're
as
not
a-
born there,
as
then
part,
still,
or it's like ingrained in the culture,
Right.
if you speak English, yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, so
that's-
Yeah, I
but
think
at
I
the
would
same
say-
time, like,
Go
and then
ahead.
have someone, like, if you have a parent that speaks English,
right. If you have a parent who speaks English, that's why I said, like
if you
I
have,
said,
like, let's say one parent that speaks
Yeah,
English as a first.
I think that's a semantic sort of argument.
yeah,
too,
it's a
really.
semantic
Yeah.
argument, but I still think that just based on definitions, I would say that non-native but still fluent, which means equal in ability.
Right.
Right. So I wouldn't call them a native speaker, but I would say that they have a fluent ability. It's a complicated thing though, because this is a new thing, to be honest, right? Like, we never really talked about this in the past. We've always had immigrants who are learning new languages, but we've never really talked about what qualifies you as a native speaker in this regard, because it always used to be that you moved there.
Yeah, and I
or
think
you
the
lived
idea
there,
of a
right?
native speaker is pretty new.
But
too.
now we've got people like you, like you're suggesting, where maybe you live in Italy, but your mom is American and you grew up with English for your whole life. What is that? That's exactly right. Is it native? Are you a native speaker, or are you just a fluent speaker? Or is there a third term that we should qualify that would mean something in between? Like
native descendant.
that's right,
speaking, or-
native descendant speaker,
Yeah.
something like that. Heritage speaker, maybe.
Yeah, that's
a
good.
heritage speaker would be somebody who learned it fluently through their parents or something like that. Grandparents even. So yeah, that's a good question though. That's a good interesting question. Yeah, I like that. Is that how you grew up? Do you have a parent who's American?
No, my mom's Irish and my dad's Italian.
Oh, no
So
kidding. That's cool.
I've spoken English every time for my entire life.
Okay.
I was
That's
raised
what
with
I was
first few
hearing.
months
Yeah,
of
I was
it is.
hearing the Irish.
Yeah,
Irish.
the
Yeah,
Irish.
it's the
Yeah.
Irish in you. I
What
see.
here, Glenn?
Yeah. My mom's family is from Ireland too. Her family's last name is Brogan. O'Brogan. So but yeah, the same kind of thing.
O'Brogan.
Yeah, that's right. But in America, again, we grew up with lots of immigrant feeling, community. So like my my father's parents were from Slovakia. My mother's family was from Ireland. So that's a mix of cultures too. And again, it brings up these questions of like, well, if you are born someplace else, but you have a parent, you know, like if I was born in Slovakia, but I came to America with, well, let me think of a better way to describe it. No, if my mom was born in Slovakia and I was raised there, but raised here, but she taught me Slovak, then I could be considered a heritage speaker, right? So I learned it through a parent or through a family member, and I have an ability that's as good as any native. I think a heritage
better
speaker,
sometimes, yeah.
Heritage is probably a good term for it. Yeah, but I think it needs a third term because it's right in between.
Yeah, that
you
is
know,
a-
it's a
because
gray
It's a niche,
area.
but yeah, it is.
Yeah.
The thing is here it's weird because things like in Italy, like me, even though I'm only like I'm half and half, right? Like technically, like Italian is classified as my native language, but the thing is, since I've been in school since I was like a child, I've been considered a native English speaker as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Because
Right.
My level is
Right, and absolutely, I think
too high
like
to be
like he said,
classified as
it's
a second language.
yeah, it's at that same level.
That's
There's
exactly
no-
right.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say that you're somehow less than any native speaker. No, but that's why I think there needs to be another term, because there needs to be a term that qualifies that you have the ability that's just as good as any native speaker. And then, you know, one other thing that I remind people here a lot of, Kiara, is when we talk about I want to sound like a native speaker, you forget that not every native speaker is a genius. So,
Or even speaks the language well.
there are lots of native speakers who don't speak well, you know, in every language, right? So that's always something to remember, that sometimes, like your language right now, your English is far better than a whole lot of native speakers. Far better. So how do we talk
that
about
don't have another
Should we talk
language.
about
Right.
Yeah.
that?
Right. I'm sorry?
You should tell that to me, Ma, because she's convinced I can't.
Oh, well, I'd be happy to.
English sometimes.
Bring her over here. I'll tell her myself. No,
No, because
There's an Irish
Yeah, no,
language too.
these things that when you speak multiple languages, sometimes the way you form sentences doesn't match up. At times
yeah, of
because,
course.
like,
Sentence structure.
Now, I usually make these mistakes when I'm going from English to Italian, right?
Right.
The structure. Like
Yeah.
I translate something because the thing is that Italian is a language I use primarily for like studying for like academic purposes because I study here in Italy. But like I mostly do my research, everything else in English because
Okay.
I find it a lot
Right,
easier
right,
to
right.
comprehend.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes I'm translating things from English to Italian, and I'm doing it really quickly, and I forget that the verbiage.
Yeah, you just do it like
Yeah,
word
yeah.
for word and don't switch up
Or
the
it just-
grammar.
it
Yeah.
sounds off.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, but you know what?
Yeah.
That's not that big of a deal, to be honest with you. It really isn't. So, Kiara, I speak Chinese, and when I speak Chinese, there are times when I don't have my sentence structure right either. Like maybe I have the words out of the wrong order, but nobody ever corrects me because they understood what I said, so nobody cares.
They usually say, "You speak great Chinese."
Yeah, they're usually impressed,
Yeah.
right? If you can say more than hello, then they're impressed.
Yeah. Even if you say hello.
Yeah, right. So Kiara, it's natural when you learn more than one
I've
language.
actually been trying to learn it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I've actually been trying to learn Chinese, but it's so difficult. I've actually been trying to learn Chinese, but I've kind of given up. Like, not given up, but postponed it for
Yeah.
1.5 time.
Okay.
You know?
Tones can be
Because
tough.
things that
Yeah.
my friends were teaching. The thing is, my friends were teaching me that. But the thing is that something that my friends didn't realize is that when you're teaching someone that's not native in the language that you're teaching them, you have to teach them in a different way than you would
than the
someone
native
that
speakers.
speaks the
That's
language,
exactly right. Yeah.
that's heard the language since they were kids, right?
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Then and
so
actually,
my friends are like trying to teach them. They're using books for like kids, and I was like,
Idioms
I don't
and things that are
understand this. And
advanced,
they're like,
yeah.
But like, kids can, not
They
like,
already
weren't
speak the
trying to insult
language.
Me, but it's like, I
Yeah.
have to stop them saying yes, but things out. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
these kids go home with their parents that speak Chinese,
Yeah.
and they answer in Chinese. So when
Yeah.
they go to school and learning the Chinese grammar, it's like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
already
yeah.
have like this preset
large
base
base.
of what
Yeah,
they
that's right,
understand.
that's
But
right.
when they're like, oh, but it's like basic level. Like, yeah, but I'm below basic level. Like, I need
Right.
something below that. I need
Yeah.
something that structurally. So
That's
I'm gonna
right,
do
yeah.
a formal
Actually,
course
they do-
when I have time after the academy.
They do have different ways of teaching it there. So there are two different schools to teach Chinese. There are schools that teach Chinese to native speakers, and there are also schools that teach Chinese for non-natives. Like, so you're going to be a Chinese teacher, but you're going to be a Chinese teacher for you, not for natives. And you're right. It is different. It is very different. And that's why actually sometimes it's better to get advice from a non-native. Sometimes it's better to get advice from somebody who went through the same struggle, right? So that you can hear, oh, well, what did you do? Right? How did you learn it? You know? So, yeah. And Kiara, if you want, send me a private message and maybe we can have a little chat and I can give you a few tips that might help you a little bit. Okay? About Chinese.
Sure.
Yeah, I'd be
Yeah.
happy to. No problem. It's not as
Yeah,
bad
like,
as you
the
think.
only word like I can remember is "I want to die" because I used to tell my friends, "Oh, I really want to die. Like, I'm so
sounds
tired. I
so-
want to die." So that's the only phrase I have now. And it's like, "What do you know in Chinese?" I'm like, "I want to die."
Okay, well, I have a
like,
system for you that I
anything
think might
else?
work. I have a system that I can
I'm
teach you.
hungry.
Okay.
What?
Okay, yeah, well,
All right.
yeah, all right. Well, I have a system that might work for you, Kiara. My system that I teach here for every language is that the most important part of language is thinking in the language. And if you don't have the ability to think in the language, and I don't mean translate, I mean use the language in your mind, like that's the language you're.
No,
you're-
like direct.
That's directly. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So if you can't do that, then
I
it's a
agree.
problem. Yeah.
I use that because I know Spanish as well.
Right. Oh wow.
Because
Amazing.
I used to do Spanish as well,
That's
and
good.
I'd make sure that I'd only think it's when I'm talking in Spanish, I have to know. I
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
think in Spanish
yeah.
because it'll just mess me up. Like
That's right, yeah.
I'll just trip up at some
But
point.
you know what the
Maybe
great
not
thing-
at the start, but like mid sentence or at the end of the sentence, I'll just fall.
Yeah. The great thing about Chinese, though, is Chinese grammar is comparatively way simpler.
Yeah, it really is.
Much, much more simple than English grammar. So what that means is once you learn some words, you just start putting
Plopping
them
them in
together
there.
in your
Yeah,
head and you're making sentences
Yeah.
now. There are not all these rules you have to worry about breaking.
Yeah.
Really, there are not. That's one thing I love about Chinese is
I think the tones are the toughest part of the,
the
whole
tones,
language.
the reading, and the writing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what's
yeah,
so
yes,
hard.
Yes, this of speaking.
But
yeah.
if you're not worried about the writing and you're not worried about the reading, then after that, it's just learning this idea. You know, you just have to get that. You have to understand that thinking is really important. But again, I can actually think in Chinese pretty well because the grammar, there's not that many rules to think about. So you just put together words. It's really basic, you know, and even if you're wrong, they will still understand you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it kills me when I was trying to learn because my friends were trying to teach me, right? And they're on the tones, right? Thing is, I grew up with a lot of people speaking different languages because my mom has a lot, like her friend group is varied.
Uh-huh.
So I have people from like Jamaica, I have people from England, I have people from Russia, I have people from like I have everywhere. I'm American as well. So basically, I grew up with a lot of like people speaking with different accents or different languages. So I have the ear to understand, like, even if I don't understand it, I can understand like the difference in inflection on the words. So I'm pretty good with that. And it was funny because my Chinese friends are like, yeah, and they're telling the tones, and they're like, you know, they're going from one tone to the other. There's four, so all four, and like 1, 2, 3. And I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
and
yeah.
like, can you hear the difference? I'm like, yes, I can hear it. And they're like, okay, you do it. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah,
Like, I
okay.
quickly try. And then,
Kiara?
like, I think I got the second and third tone like mixed up because I couldn't produce that sound.
They're-
And they're like,
those
no,
are
no,
tough
wait.
ones.
Like, and then
Those
they're
are.
trying to explain to me how to
Those are the two
position the
tough
tongue in my
ones.
mouth so that I can produce the sound. And I'm
Yeah.
like, after a while, I was like, the way that I speak Italian, right, and I speak English. The way that I position the tongue in my mouth to yeah, is different from you guys. So like I have to actually do the opposite of what they're telling me to do.
That's
so I
right.
have to produce the
Yeah,
sounds like they were telling me
right.
to.
So Kiara,
And they're
let
like,
me
oh, no, but
teach
that doesn't
you.
make sense. I was like, yeah, but I produce the sounds like that.
I'm going to teach you the
Yeah.
tones right
Sorry.
now. I'm going to teach you the tones. All you need to do to learn the tones, you just need to learn how to say 1 through 10 really well and practice 1 through 10 every day. Okay. And then I'm going to teach you a trick as a musician. I'm a musician. This is a trick that will help you understand the tones better. When I learned them, I draw them as I say them. So I draw them in the air, imaginary. So watch what I'm going to do. Watch. E is across, right? So sun, si, liu, qi, ba, jiu, shi. So there's E is the first tone. Means it just is like one pitch that doesn't change. E,
Yeah.
right? Flat. That's
I think
right.
of it as
yeah.
like a singing.
That's right.
It's a
Yeah, just pick a
sing-songy
note
sort
that's
of,
high.
yeah.
Choose a high note and hold it. That's it. That's all you have to do. It's like singing, right? So E, and then the number 2 is like a short R. R. Just drop it, right? R. And then sun is again the third tone. So they do this all the time when they're taking pictures, right? E sun, E sun, E sun, right? When they're taking pictures, 1, 2, 3, you know, right? So if you practice these tones every day and draw the tones with your fingers so that you feel the sound changing, then you'll get the tones and you'll feel good about the tones. Yeah, so every day I had to do that. When I lived in Taiwan, I had a friend who was South African and he had a Taiwanese wife, and he would practice tennis every day, and he would hit the ball against the wall, and he would count in Chinese, but every time he did it, he would count everything with a downtown. A-E-R, sun,
Yeah,
si, liu,
yeah.
qi, ba, jiu. And it was like, man, you're killing me. I'm trying to learn my tones. I'm trying to learn my tones, man, but every day you're saying, sun, ooh, liu, jiu. It was like, oh, man, it's killing me. Yeah, anyway, so just draw them with your finger, and that will help you to, and it takes a little time, but I really think the numbers 1 through 10 every day, focus on those tones, and then
Because you get all 4,
yeah, then there's one other trick that I think you should know. When I was learning Chinese in the beginning, I tried to speak everything slowly so that I could do it with better tones, but I didn't know that it's kind of like learning how to go in reverse in a car.
It trips you up.
Yeah, so when you go in reverse in a car, when you're a kid and you start going in reverse, you think, oh, I'm going to go really slow. It'll be better. I'll go slow. But then you don't realize that every little mistake you make when you go slow is a bigger mistake, right? But if you go just a little faster, oh, it's easy to go backward. Same thing is true with Chinese. Sometimes with your tones, don't say them too slowly because it's actually worse.
Yeah.
But if you just put a little speed on it, then the words come out and they understand the context, even if your tone was not perfect. Okay? Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So, but send me a message, Kiara, and I'll see if I can we can talk about it a little bit, and I can give you a few tips. And I have a bunch of books and resources that might help you too to learn Chinese. Okay?
All right.
Okay. But it was great to talk to you. And wow, again, you know, English and Italian
Yeah.
and Spanish.
And now
you're
Chinese.
learning Chinese.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Good for you. So come back and see us again. Make sure you message me.
Yeah. And once I master Chinese, it's going to be Russian.
Wow. Amazing.
Once I
Amazing.
get
Good
being
goal.
Russian.
Polyglot.
Because thing is that nowadays, like all my friends are either Chinese or Russian, and
Wow.
they're like competing with each other to see which one can teach me the language before. It's funny, but at the same time, not so much.
There's
Yeah.
competition. Yeah, that's
right.
That gives you some motivation.
That's pressure. That's
Yeah.
pressure. Yeah. All right. Well, Kiara,
a lot of pressure.
good luck to you with that, and come back and see us again sometime. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Take care. Nice to see
right.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And I think that's probably a good time to wrap it up. We've been
Probably,
here
yeah.
for almost 2 hours,
Yeah, just
an hour and 45 minutes, 49 minutes. So before I forget, let me please give you guys my website again. Let me show it to you one more time. Let's just pull that up here. If you guys want to follow me, go to my website, which is right here, and let me show it to you. This is my website, everyone. A Friend in Every Corner English Coaching. Okay, AFIEC, that's what it means. And if you go to my website, I have private lessons. You can buy private lessons from me. You can find my schedule, right? My live stream schedule is right here. So if you open this up, then look, boom, there's my voice rooms and live streams every day. You can see what I'm doing, right? And join. And if you go over here to resources, if you want to study English, then this is the website you need. All of the links you need to practice reading are right here. All of the links that you need to practice writing are right here. All of the links you need to practice anything, reading, writing, listening, speaking, vocabulary, grammar, they're all on my site. And all you have to do is subscribe.
And pronunciation will be on there
Yeah.
later today.
Later today, this one right here will be pronunciation. Okay. And this one here is going to be thinking. It's maybe next week it'll be finished. All right. So, AFIECEnglish.com is the website. So here it is one more time here. Okay, so go to my website and follow. And we are here. I am here 10 times a week. I am here 10 times a week. I have 5 voice streams and 5 live streams every week. I have 78,000 followers around the world. I think I'm very close to hitting 1 million.
Overall.
1 million overall.
Cool.
Yeah, I think I'm maybe a couple thousand away from
Yeah.
1 million total audience numbers. And yeah, so please follow. Please follow and come back and see us again. And we are teachers. I am a teacher. He is a training teacher. So we are really here to help you. Okay? All right, guys. Well, that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys for coming. I will be back tomorrow for a voice room. Okay? So I have another voice room tomorrow, and it's like this one. It's an open format. So you can ask me any questions about reading, writing, listening, speaking, grammar. But check out my schedule, right? Because if you have questions, you have to come to the right stream. Right? If you come to my my reading stream and you want to ask me questions about grammar, it's not the right time. Okay? It's like classrooms. Just treat each one of my streams like it's a classroom. Okay? All right. Thank you, Vadim. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon. Have a good evening wherever you live in the world. And remember, learning a language is hard, and it's going to be a lifelong journey. Lifelong journey, okay?
So you got to be a warrior.
That's right. You got to be a warrior. It's a fight. It's a fight. You got to be a language warrior. All right. So take care, everybody. We'll see you guys next time, okay?
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.